we're not the center of universal activities. Right? T.S. Eliot and his poem, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, says one point, if I ask a particular question, he said, do I dare disturb the universe? When we're overwhelmed by our own perceived importance in the world, that what we do is of universal consequences. Right? We're not that personality for whom every blade of grass, moves with consent. So sometimes Srila Guru Maharaj would phrase this as saying that, remember, all things are not meant to satisfy you. Right? I mean, this seems so obvious and ironic, but ironically, it's sort of how we think in life. That all things, all people, all persons, all places, all events are meant to meet with my approval. It's, I could say the ultimate expression of egocentricity. And as a side point, sometimes Srila Guru Maharaj points out that tapashis, or those who are performing austerities for spiritual realization, they give up everything. Right? I met someone once in Badrinath, on the way to Badrinath, that his name was Tyagi Baba. And the reason the name was Tyagi Baba is because he didn't have a name. You understand? So when you say, like, where are you from? You say, we don't answer that question. Right? Because that would be identifying with some particular place. So they don't, you're supposed to forget that. You're not from anywhere. What's your name? Don't have a name. So that's why he was known as Tyagi Baba. And someone just covered in ashes, wearing kopins, smoking beedies, I said, why do you smoke the beedies? He said, to pass the time. But the point I wanted to make, Srila Guru Maharaj makes many times, he said, they can give up everything, right, except the notion that they are God. Right? That can't give up. Tattvamasi, I am that, I'm that Brahma, Soham, I'm so big, I'm infinite. Right? And they say, oh, in Krishna consciousness, always telling, das anu das gopnyam. Tad britya britya paricharaka britya britya, the servant of this, not even directly the servant. How humiliating. Right? The servant of the servant of the servant. Oh, this is so pathetic. We got over this type of slavery in the Middle Ages, right? And ushered in a new humanistic way of viewing the world, where man is the center of all things and the measure of all things. And a few hundred years later, women are like raising their hand. What about us? Like, all right, we'll let you in the club too, if you complain enough. So that human beings are the center of all existence. He said that they can't give up, this egocentric position in favor of the theocentric position. And that brings us to the point. So we say, Bhoktaram yagya tapasam. Was all this tapasya meant for? Sarva Loka Maheshwara, the one who already owns and controlling everything. Also, as a side point, Brahma, who understood that Vishnu is sometimes described as yagya, bhuk. He eats the offerings of sacrifice. After the yagya, then, right? But when he saw Krishna sitting with the cowherd boys, He's got food in his left hand. He's, like flute stuffed in his mouth. This is Yagyabuk, right, with a lunchbox from his mother, surrounded by all his friends on a riverbank. And that takes it to another level. But so what is being said here, who everything is meant for their enjoyment, they own and control everything, Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. They're friendly. They're not only friendly to you, the best friend. They're more friendly to you than you are to your own self.